The road to World Finals 22 starts tonight in the Bay Area as a battle between brothers takes center stage in the 2024 season. Will the spotlight remain on the Andersons? Will 2023 World Finals Freestyle Champion Colt Stephens lead the Apex Predator back to the top? Or can this be the year Camden Murphy finally wins a series championship? This is Stadium Championship Series West. This is round 2. This is Monster Jam.
And here we go! Oh, he's throwing caution to the wind. He's got 2 in a row, back-to-back flips. Oh, can he get the save? Oh, yeah. He lands it right into a moonwalk. Huge air, and he's gonna make the save. Oh my goodness! With the combination move!
Oracle Park in beautiful San Francisco set to host his first Monster Jam action in 17 years. Welcome to Monster Jam. I'm Scott Jordan alongside the 7 Deuce Deuce Adam Entignab. And tonight we officially kick off the 2024 season. Adam, we've long awaited seeing this championship caliber superstars on this series, but let's start with Colt Stephens. He begins defense of his World Finals Freestyle Championship. What are your expectations for Colt in his second season in Thunder Roars?
You know, for Colt Stephens, he definitely is going to be one of those drivers with a bullseye on his back. He has a lot of potential to win some event championships and maybe even some competitions. But I think the big thing for him is being there week in and week out and having that consistency.
And you'd be hard-pressed to find a bigger name in the sport than Anderson. We have 2 here tonight as Adam and Ryan go head-to-head in a championship series for the first time since 2021. What do you anticipate out of the 2 brothers doing battle?
Well, I actually got to race my brother in Supercross while I was there, and I'm telling you what, it took us to a whole new level. But the important thing that these brothers have to understand is my brother and I took each other out towards the end, and that's something that they need to not do. They need to work together and make sure an Anderson's on the top of that championship list at the end of the year.
I'm looking forward to seeing how this plays out. Right now, let's go down to the 3rd member of our broadcast team, Leslie Mears, who is with Adam and Ryan Anderson.
In an interesting move, we are going to see Ryan and Adam Anderson on the same tour all year long. And some people say it's a good move, some people say it's bad. Adam, what about you?
You know what, I think it's both. It is. I agree with them on that because the good part about it is because everybody's going to see one of the most unbelievable events they've ever seen when they come to the ones that we're at. But also, the guys that are back there recording the damage reports, they're not going to like it because we feed off of each other. Sometimes I will second guess my decisions on the track because I'm nervous that I'm not going to uphold my end of it. Well, he's here to uphold the other end, and I'm good.
So here's the thing. Is it stressful? Is it comforting? Does it put you at ease to have your brother on tour with you?
It's definitely comforting because if anybody's going to beat me, I want to be my big brother. So I know for a fact that me and him are going to be running as hard as we can go, but I also know that if I do have an issue, I got my brother here to kind of keep up the Anderson name, you know, so take some pressure off, which actually kind of helps us both do better.
Thank you, Leslie. Let's take a look at the full lineup here for Stadium Championship Series West. We've discussed a few drivers already. Adam, who else do you have your eye on tonight?
I mean, it has to be Camden Murphy. He came up just a little bit short last year, and he's one of those guys that can definitely get it done in this championship.
Camden Murphy, one of the drivers who've always managed to be close to the top, never actually getting the championship. He finished second a few years back by 1 point, then a 3rd place finish, and then second last year. But he had the lead for the entire series and then lost it down towards the end. So Camden Murphy, interesting to watch here in 2024. Now, drivers will compete tonight in 3 competitions: JCB Racing, the Great Clip Skills Challenge, and Freestyle, points awarded based on finish, with the winner getting 12, and the driver with the most points at the end of the event is crowned the overall event champion. It's time for track talk as we get our first look at the exclusive Stadium Championship Series West track. Adam, weather has been awful here, wind and rain. How does that affect the competition tonight?
You know, Scott, the most experienced drivers are going to flourish tonight. We talked to the track workers, and they actually had to delay building the track because of the rain. Tonight out there is an absolute muddy mess. The most important thing you're going to have to do is steer early and make sure you're on the throttle to get that truck spun around. It's going to be slick, it's going to be muddy, it's going to be hectic, and these guys are in for a wild night.
We'll find out in racing how it's going to play out. Speaking of racing, that is the first competition of the night. JCB Racing, and in round one, it's Velociraptor against Bakugan Dragonoid, Avenger versus Vendetta, Son Uva Digger versus Megalodon, Monster Mud versus Soldier Fortune. And then the first round buys go to Zombie, El Toro Loco, Thunderoris, and Grave Digger. Which matchup do you like in round one?
I love Son Uva Digger and Megalodon. Ryan Anderson's coming off a great year last year, and Megalodon's Corey Rummel actually has some new modifications to his truck, so it should be an interesting race.
Ryan Anderson, no slouch on the racetrack. He's won many races, a couple in the Oakland area, back at Oakland Coliseum as well. It's time to go racing. Let's go to the track for the Stadium Series debut of David Olford in Velociraptor, and he is up against Camden Murphy in Bakugan Dragonoid. A lot of pressure here on David. We are off and running on Stadium Championship Series West. Velociraptor up on the pod early.
David looks like he hit the rear steer a little too late and grabs that pod.
Camden Murphy gets around, now going to crisscross his way through this track at Oracle Park. He's got a big turn here, stopping around on a dime. He is going to clip the pod on both wheels. And now nice floater right before the ramp. Sky wheelie over the finish line, brake check. And Camden Murphy takes the win. Take a look at the original Super Glue glued to the action replay.
Here we go, right at the finish line for Camden Murphy, showing the crowd what big air means and getting across that finish line.
Big win for Camden Murphy to set the tone here on Stadium Championship Series West. We continue on in round one. It's Mr. Excitement, Jim Kohler in Avenger against Team Throttle Monsters, Mike Christensen in Vendetta. Adam, last time Monster Jam was at Oracle Park, only Jim Kohler and Adam Anderson were active competitors on this series. And look at the advantage right there for Avenger, right down the ramp and across that inside area, almost a berm-type ramp on this track.
Bad start for Mike Christensen, but he made it up by being a little bit smoother in that first corner.
Race here to the final turn. Vendetta's going to hit it first. Avenger goes wide, but he's got a great throttle rhythm going, and Avenger's going to take the wide corner, and he's going to cross the finish line. Jim Kohler with a win. Take a look at the replay.
You can see in this very last corner, Jim Kohler hammers down on the throttle. Mike Christensen doesn't get on the throttle early enough, whipping his truck around, and Jim Kohler gets the win.
Next up, Ryan Anderson in Son Uva Digger against Corey Rummel and Megalodon. Corey using EFI in his truck for the first time. And for more on that, let's rejoin Leslie Mears.
Guys, Corey Rummel is feeling good about this matchup against Ryan Anderson. Brand new for him this year is electronic fuel injection, and that says it's given him more power than ever. Usually his truck dogs it around the corners, but now he's going to have more power quicker to be more precise, and he thinks that's going to help.
Well, you need all those elements, Leslie, more power to be quicker and be more precise. And right now, Corey Rummel with none of it as Ryan Anderson takes the win. So Ryan Anderson moving on, fast time 22.929.
Man, Ryan Anderson, what a beautiful truck set in that last corner. You can see Corey Rummel grabs the pod, but what a perfect corner by Ryan Anderson to pull away with the win.
Our final first round matchup, rating co-rookie of the year Chris Kohler in Monster Mud against Caleb Blood in Soldier Fortune. Chris had some motor issues at practice yesterday. It was a fabrication issue on one bank of the engine that has been repaired. We'll see how it holds up here in this race. And Chris Kohler goes all the way over that berm, and he is now on the far side of the track trying to recover.
Caleb Blood had some kind of weird stall out in the middle of that straightaway. Chris looks like he's making up for it.
Yeah, Chris trying to figure this track out. He is all over the place, but Caleb Blood now comes to a complete stop. So issues with Soldier Fortune. Chris Kohler, Monster Mud, needs to get across the finish line. He's going to make it a little slower than what he would have liked, 28.801.
As you can see, Caleb Blood in the bottom of your screen just comes to a complete stop, and then Monster Mud at the top of your screen doesn't quite get that corner like he likes to and can't get the double for the finish line.
Here's the bracket for round two. Zombie versus Bakugan Dragonoid, El Toro Loco against Avenger, Thunderoris versus Son Uva Digger, and Grave Digger versus Monster Mud. The fastest time in round one was Ryan Anderson, Son Uva Digger, 22.929. We are just getting started here in the Bay Area. Round two of racing is next on Monster Jam. Monster Jam is brought to you by JCB, the official heavy equipment partner of Monster Jam. Welcome back to San Francisco, California for the second round of racing. And up first in round two, it's Bari Musauer in Zombie against Camden Murphy and Bakugan Dragonoid. This is a rematch of the 2019 World Finals semifinal round. And Bari, a lot of success in racing last year as well. 24-19 with one racing win. Round 2 has begun. Camden Murphy takes a nice lane there. He's got familiar with the track, but that's going to cost him. Pushes that right wheel right into that bump.
Hits a slick spot, Camden Murphy, and just overdrives the truck into that first corner, making him go wide into the second one.
Bari clipping the pod as well on the inside, but he is up with the floater. Camden, not enough track to make up for the mistake, and Bari Musawa will advance to the semis.
You can see right here, Camden Murphy just hits the throttle a little bit too hard, and you can see those lighter areas in that first turn. This track is getting slick, and it's getting slick quick.
Could not recover from clipping the race ramp as we move on. It's a Team Scream showdown. Joe Foley, El Toro Loco against Jim Kohler and Avenger. Joe now in his second season out of the Team Scream banner here on a Stadium Series. And Jim Kohler fast down the ramp, across the berm. And now Jim Kohler out with a big lead, truck length for Avenger.
Jim Kohler really slinging his truck, but Joe Foley stays nice and tight around turn 2 and makes up some time.
Slow is fast. We mentioned the weather being a factor on this track. It's still a mess out there. And look at Jim Kohler. He's going to spin out. Joe Foley put an exclamation point on a solid run. He's moving on. Take a look. Joe Foley, 26.300.
You can see Jim right here drives the truck in very deep, probably trying to get that last finish double in, and just goes a little too wide and can't make up the time.
And in his first race of the night, Colt Stephens in Thunderoris. He will go up against Ryan Anderson and Son Uva Digger. Ryan with the fastest round 1 time, but Colt gets lane choice. And for more on this match, let's talk to Leslie.
Guys, when I talked to Ryan Anderson about racing earlier, he said it was horrible for him in practice. He didn't get to make the laps that he wanted, and he just didn't hit his marks. But somehow, he still managed to get the fastest time in round 1. So I think a little bit of his mudding experience is really paying off for him on this slippery track.
Thank you, Leslie. Ryan Anderson wasting no time here. Colt Stephens all over the place. And Ryan cross-threads across the ramp, and he has got a bicycle save. Son Uva Digger moving on. Take a look at the Super Glue replay.
It all started from the very beginning. Colt grabbing that pod, hitting the rear steer a little bit too late, then oversteers the last corner and grabs that pod. A lot of mistakes from Colt Stephens.
Our final matchup in round 2 is the 2023 Red Series champion Adam Anderson and Gravedigger against Chris Kohler in Monster Mud. And yesterday in practice, Adam had that fuel line come off, causing some issues for Gravedigger 35. We'll see how the truck responds here. Adam Anderson, Chris Kohler, 2 second-generation drivers, now out of the berm, across into that second corner, and Chris Kohler clipping the pod. Adam Anderson with the lead.
Monster Mud stayed nice and tight in that first turn, but did not get wide enough for the second one. It's going to come down to the finish.
Well, what happened? Chris Kohler went into the wrong turn. He didn't even navigate the track right, Adam. He went right into the wrong turn. And Adam Anderson, sometimes all you have to do is run the racetrack and you win.
Absolutely. You can see right here, this corner, he's going to grab the inside of this pod with his left front tire, and it pushes him out wide, and that's the race.
Here are your semifinal brackets for JCB Racing. Zombie versus El Toro Loco. Joe Foley off to a good start. And then we do get Anderson versus Anderson. Adam will receive lane choice as he had the fastest lap time of the night in the previous round. Still to come, the Great Clip Skills Challenge, and we will see who will be crowned tonight's JCB Racing winner when Monster Jam returns to San Francisco. Monster Jam is brought to you by Great Clips, the official hair salon of Monster Jam. Download the Great Clips app and check in online today. We are back in San Francisco, California. We have reached the JCB Racing semifinals. And up first, it'll be Bari Musawa with lane choice in Zombie against Joe Foley. The track tonight been very inconsistent, and with more on this, let's rejoin our pit reporter, the incomparable Leslie Mears.
Guys, one of the things that our drivers were worried about out here are the inconsistencies in the track. After they dug it up and they put the dry dirt in there, around the turns where the water kind of went down off of the obstacles out here, it really pooled around the bottom. When I checked in with Bari's crew chief, he said he thinks it's going to pack in round for round, but he knows he's got to be really cautious around those turn pods because it's going to be slick.
Thank you, Leslie. Very cautious indeed is Bari. He went really wide around that last corner, and it doesn't cost him at all. Joe Foley just now across the finish line. Bari Musawa will advance to the next round. Take a look at the Super Glue replay.
We're seeing a lot of mistakes from these drivers in these later rounds, and I think that's to that shiny dirt. That hard pack is coming up from underneath, and this track is very slick and hard to navigate.
Our final matchup is the one we've been waiting to see since this tour was announced last fall. Adam Anderson in Grave Digger versus Ryan Anderson in Son Uva Digger. Winner advances to meet Barry Musauer. Here we go down the ramp into the berm corner. And Adam Anderson, Ryan Anderson neck and neck here into the next turn. And Ryan gonna clip the pod. Adam takes the lead.
Ryan Anderson spins out just a little bit. Adam Anderson gets a great set, hits the throttle early.
And Adam Anderson gonna take the win. Big time win in a big time matchup. Those were the two fastest times of the night so far, Adam, as we look at the replay.
You can see Adam Anderson gets his truck fully turned around so he's nice and straight for the finish line double, hammers it, gets that finish line double in, and that's the difference.
Our final matchup is set. Barry Musauer in Zombie up against Adam Anderson in Grave Digger. Adam will have lane choice in the final matchup. And with more on these two superstars, let's head back down to Leslie.
But for Adam Anderson, it's all about lane choice here coming into this final round of racing. He said he's going to go with the left lane. He said the right lane is too inconsistent, and it all comes down really to that final landing ramp, and that's the big crucial point that he needs to hit, and it's too inconsistent for him.
Thank you, Leslie. Paying off big time. Adam Anderson with a huge lead as he goes through the final corner here on this track. And Anderson, big jump, gonna cap it off, greases the front two wheels, and Adam Anderson with the win. Lane choice pays off. Take a look at the replay.
Barry Musauer comes into this last turn, looks like it's starting to tack up, gets on two wheels, throws it into a little bicycle, lands on the lid, but it doesn't matter. Adam Anderson gets the job done.
Adam becomes the first Anderson to win a racing competition at Oracle Park since 2004. He is on the track with Leslie Mears.
So Adam, obviously racing was a little contentious out there. It looked slick slots, even spots. How were you able to find the groove out there?
You know what, I feel like I was just getting kind of lucky, you know, getting that first round by. I could watch the other competitors go out on the track and kind of see where they were at with it. And then adjust to my own. And then once I did my first pass, I felt okay, a little bit of reckless, but I feel like that's how you had to drive this track. A little bit of, you know, disregard, just kind of wing it, go for it, turn early, and hang on for the best.
Well, and it did get a little reckless at the end. We have to talk about the truck. Take us through what was happening.
You know what, honestly, I could smell the fuel burning. I could smell something somewhere before it even ignited. I got on the radio, I said there's a fuel leak, and as soon as I actually let off the radio, the truck ignited, and you know, we couldn't get it out for a second, so I'm hoping that we didn't hurt any of the electrical stuff. Not really sure what happened. It was the biggest fire I've myself personally been involved in, so we'll kind of see where it goes from here. Hopefully we can get back on the track.
Feeling good, though?
I'm fine. I mean, my eyelashes are gone, but whatever. Let's roll.
We don't need eyelashes to drive a truck, but you do need a truck, Adam, and we'll monitor Grave Digger. Let's take a look at our first BKT overall point standings. Adam gets 12 with the win. Zombie in second, Son Uva Digger third, El Toro Loco fourth, and Bakugan Dragonoid rounds out the top five. Next up in San Francisco was the Great Clip Skills Challenge. Drivers could attempt two technical maneuvers on two wheels, or they could choose to do a donut. And each driver was judged by fans in attendance on creativity, skill, and execution. With 12 points once again on the line, let's take a look back at our top competitors in the Great Clip Skills Challenge. Coming in fifth, Colt Stephens, Thunder Roars with a huge sky wheelie.
Getting up there by the moon, and then it looks like he tries to throw a combination move, but doesn't quite get it.
Camden Murphy with Bakugan Dragonoid nose wheelie moonwalk combo.
So impressive on this slick floor. Camden Murphy showing off his technical skills.
Third place, Chris Kohler, Monster Mud hits a bicycle and an incredible save.
Right there, you see he just goes a little over, grabs that mud, puts him on his lid.
In second, it was Corey Rummel, Megalodon with a stoppy nose wheelie combo.
And you can see there on the floor, Corey Rummel has a couple skid marks. So impressive to be able to calculate enough speed and the weight of that 12,000-pound truck to get that thing up there.
And Zombie's Barry Musauer getting the win with this slap wheelie.
Nice slap wheelie signature move from Barry Musauer, and then sends it to the skies of San Francisco for a huge sky wheelie.
We don't see the sky wheelie win that competition too often. Barry is dialed in, and he is currently on top of our BKT overall point standings with 23. Camden Murphy with 17, Corey Rummel and Chris Kohler and Colt Stephens each with 15 points after two competitions. So after two, Zombie Nation has their arms waving. Can Barry Musauer keep pace and take home the event championship? Find out when we come back. Everyone in Monster Jam is proud to be partners with St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Become a partner in hope and receive a custom St. Jude Monster Jam This Shirt Saves Lives t-shirt. Text Monster Jam to 785-833 or visit stjude.org/Monster Jam to learn more. Oracle Park, the home of Major League Baseball's San Francisco Giants, is tonight's home for round 2 of the Monster Jam season. Welcome back to the Monster Jam studio. Adam, the weather has been a major factor here all week. The truck gremlins now starting to become factors as well. Kayla Blood has been victimized by what her crew thinks is a bad fuel pump. She only has 1 point tonight. Adam Anderson also feeling the pain. His fuel line issue continues. He missed the skills challenge after winning racing. Can they bounce back?
I mean, for Kayla right now, the frustration is setting in. You've dedicated your whole life to this offseason, to the opener at Monster Jam, and right now you just feel demoralized. But for Adam and Kayla, they are professionals. They're going to brush this off, and they're going to do what they can with what they got.
Zombies Bari Musawa continues to shine tonight. He has a second-place finish in JCB Racing and won the Great Clip Skills Challenge. Adam, when you look at this lineup, Bari was by far the most active driver during the offseason. He was overseas all of October, November, and December driving Black Panther. How much do you think that is contributing to what we're seeing on the track tonight?
Well, something that people don't know very much about with the Monster Jam drivers is they don't get to practice during the week. During the off season, they're kind of sitting down. You know, if they get in the simulator, they might ride a quad or a UTV or something. But for Bari Musawa to get those reps in the truck, I think it's huge, and it's showing here tonight.
Well, let's hear from our current overall event leader as Bari Musawa is with Leslie Mears.
So the king of the slap wheelies does it, but you said you didn't think that was going to take it.
Well, you know, there's been some pretty epic moves tonight, and usually a slap wheelie does good, but the fans didn't see it yet, so I figure, okay, it'll probably score pretty high. You know, I'm always strategizing in my head, and I knew I had to hit that big step up bigger than anybody tonight, and they paid off. You know, we got the highest score. I think we're in the lead for the overall event championship with a second-place finish in racing, so, you know, let's keep it consistent. Maybe we'll have some good luck tonight.
Well, it's been a great night for Bari. Right now, let's catch you up on the BKT overall point standings entering freestyle. He's got 23, Camden Murphy with 17, and then we have a jumble in the middle of the pack there. Chris Kohler, Corey Rummel, and Colt Stephens, each with 15 points after 2. Let's take a look now at tonight's freestyle order. We will continue to monitor Soldier Fortune and Gravedigger truck issues. But news out of the pits, El Toro Loco out of freestyle as Joe Foley's truck is having electrical issues with the RII box. So here is the current order, and you can take a look at that. David Olfer going to kick things off, though, in that first spot. Big spot for David in his first Stadium Series.
Yeah, David has got to be super nervous. I remember when the first time that I raced in a stadium and I was shaking. Right now, David has a huge opportunity going first. For me, what I want to see out of David is fill that time.
And you have Gravedigger and Son Uva Digger on the back end. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Ryan Anderson, the best closer in Monster Jam. But right now, let's go to the opener and get back to the track for the beginning of freestyle out of Shaw, Oregon. It's David Olford in Velociraptor. And Leslie, what can we expect from David here in freestyle?
Guys, in just his third season with Monster Jam, David Olford hits the track for his full Stadium Series debut out here. And when I talked to him earlier, he said, if I told you I wasn't nervous, I'd definitely be lying. He said, it's so exciting to come out here and run on the same track with guys I crewed for in the beginning of my Monster Jam career.
Thank you, Leslie. We saw the criteria come up, Adam. That new rule still in effect. You get 1 point taken off your score if you don't complete 60 seconds of your run. That could come into play tonight and be huge as well.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you have any kind of new rules implemented, it takes a time to get adjusted. But right now for David, he's doing a solid job with this freestyle. I haven't really seen any wow factors yet, but he's getting it together and he's not on his lid.
David had 2 freestyle wins a year ago on Arena Championship Series West. Now, on that series, Adam, he did get some bigger floors in Fargo, North Dakota, in Tacoma. So he's got the experience. He's got that loud pedal where he needs it. How much will that experience come into play being on those larger arena tracks?
I mean, it'll definitely come into play a little bit, but right now I think the most difficult thing for him is being in this big arena with this slick dirt. it's really hard to get that truck turned around and then get speed for the next jump. You're seeing David kind of make a lot of little adjustments, and he hasn't really gotten any big air. I think he's having a little bit of trouble getting that truck turned around and getting lined up correctly.
Spent 9 years as a crew chief for the likes of Barry Musauer, Brianna Mahan, and others. Great slap wheelie combo off the ramp. He's found a home with Team Throttle Monster and now gets the opportunity at his first Stadium Series. And David Ofer trying to make the best of it here to kick this competition off. Reroutes Velociraptor, now going to go off the left side of that step-up ramp right into a jammer.
Yeah, and right now I just think you're seeing the effects of that slick dirt on the floor.
Take a look at the replay.
Velociraptor right here, a nice sky wheelie, I think into a slap wheelie combination. Great job for David Alford on his first freestyle.
7.222. Now here comes 2023 Co-Rookie of the Year, Chris Kohler in Monster Mud. And great look at that chassis on Monster Mud. You can't see a whole lot of that body left, and that's what we like to see on these muddy tracks. But he does have the mouth and the nose and the tongue of that dog.
And you know exactly who it is when he's coming out there. But again, you're seeing that mud just come into play right now. The track is so slick on the edges. It looks like they pushed the mud all the way to the edge of the track, so you gotta be very careful right now.
2 freestyle wins in 2023 for Chris Kohler. The son of Mr. Excitement, Jim Kohler, has been in spot shows throughout his Monster Jam career, but competed on his first Stadium Championship Series last year and did incredibly well, winning all 3 competitions. There's the score to beat. And I mentioned that chassis. Monster Jam fans of Team Screen will notice that is the chassis of Brutus, one of the more well-known trucks in that warehouse, in that shop. And Chris Kohler now trying to find some room. How much traction do you need on a muddy track like this?
Well, right now, you're not gonna get any traction, so as much traction as you can get is the better. The trick to it is you gotta get the truck, oh, getting on his lid, oh!
I think the trick to it is you gotta get the truck to not do that. That's
yes.
the trick. Chris Kohler done for the night. Let's take a look at the Super Glue replay.
He comes up just a little bit sideways off that lip. One tire's on a different height than the other. Gets on the bicycle, doesn't hit the throttle early enough, ends up on the lid, and that's the end of his night.
2 trucks in a freestyle. Monster Mud has the lead, but will it be enough to hang on? Find out when Monster Jam returns.
Welcome back to round 2 of Monster Jam. The city of San Francisco playing home to us this week, and thousands of fans came early to Oracle Park to attend the pit party. There's something for the whole family there. For tickets, go to monsterjam.com and make the pit party a priority at your next Monster Jam event. During the break, freestyle continued with Mike Christensen in Vendetta, but he lost rear steer and would fall short of the top half. Kayla Blood once again gave it a go. Power issues continue to mount up. She can't overcome it, and Soldier Fortune would not get a score in freestyle. Now we continue on the track in freestyle. Here comes the current overall event leader. It's Barry Musauer in Zombie, and he could ice this entire event with a huge run here.
Right now, for me, what I want to see out of Barry is at least a backflip. He has a huge opportunity with the lower scores that are coming in right now. He can get this done if he shows the crowd something they haven't seen yet.
Gets the floater now, greases the wheels back on the downside of that ramp. And Barry Musauer has had an up and down few seasons. 2 years ago, he led the league in Stadium Freestyle wins with 9. Last year, Adam just 1. What do you think Barry needs to do to get back to that upper echelon?
I think Barry's actually done it in the offseason. We talked about it a little earlier in the show. Staying in the truck and getting that opportunity to keep those reps going is going to help Barry Musauer so much this season, but he has to be aggressive. He's also known as Mr. Consistent, and if you're going to win in this series, you got to be a little bit more than consistent. You have to win competitions. With Adam Anderson and Ryan Anderson here, the level is up.
Huge air there for Zombie. Now back on this far side portion of Oracle Park, he continues to accelerate the throttle rhythm when he has the deep parts of this track. So we talked about the mud, we talked about the traction, how there is none, but if you get a little more power into that, and I'm talking 1,500 horsepower, you don't need a whole lot of traction to sky this Zombie truck, and that's what Barry's doing.
Heck yeah, those BKT tires are finally starting to hook up. You can see the mud is slinging off the track. The key to it right now is just getting that truck whipped around, getting it straight, and hammering the 1-2 punch.
Two-time Guinness World Record holder, former Rookie of the Year, showdown winner, Bari Musauer has done nearly everything in Monster Jam except win a series championship and World Finals Championship, and he skies. Zombie gets a little corkscrew action on the center of the container, and Bari with the perfect backflip, first one of the night.
Nice backflip, Bari, well done.
20 seconds left here in the run. Bari now lining up again for something big. Whips the truck around, goes off the left side of that step-up ramp, and again, time on the clock. A lot of space here for Zombie as he's trying to line it up again. Little donut action there, and Bari now moving it back, and that will do it for Zombie's run. Take a look at the replay.
Here we go into this backflip. Zombie's Bari Musauer is such a veteran at these. You can see the perfect amount of throttle. Lands a little front end heavy, but doesn't matter. Gets out of it clean. Nice job, Bari's pumped.
9.847, that could put the event championship away. And now here comes Corey Rummel out of North Jackson, Ohio. We've been talking about the Gremlins all night, rearing their ugly heads. Caleb Blood has been impacted the most. And right now, let's get an update on Soldier Fortune. So we rejoin Leslie Mears.
Guys, what a rough night it's been for Caleb Blood. First, she comes out in racing, loses power. They replace the mag. They think that's the issue. And then it happens again to her during the skills competition. And so they finally found out that it was a bad fuel pump. And it's been an issue that's plagued her for more than 2 events. And so she told me right before she got in the truck that now all I've got to do is get in here. I've got a good truck. I've got to get in here, and I've got to believe in myself and just get it done.
Thank you, Leslie. How frustrating, Adam, is that as a driver when you talked about this a little earlier, you get ready for this, but all you can do as a driver, physically get in the truck. You can't control anything else but what you can do as a driver. You can't help what the truck does.
Yeah, and as a driver, as a racer in my career, that is one of the most frustrating things. And you have to understand that it's not your fault and you can do what you can do. And for Caleb Blood to have those gremlins roaring their head right now is so unfortunate, but the only thing she can do is put that behind her, try to focus forward, and help her crew get the problem fixed.
And Corey Rummel having no issues right now on the track with Megalodon. He's put together consistent runs, some big air jumps here from the Extreme Air Award winner. Now Corey Rummel lining up here, goes right over the jammer, tries to go off a little bit to the side, has to center the truck on the landing. And now wheeling Megalodon around. Looks like we may have another backflip here. The 12,000-pound shark coming in hot right up on the container. And he goes a little off to the left, and that is going to be the difference. He will land it on the roof. What went wrong for Corey Rummel?
You can see right here, there's a slick spot in front of that backflip container. He tries to turn into it, but the rear of that truck just slides out, gets a huge corkscrew off the backflip and lands on the lid.
It's been a wild night here in the Bay Area, and we are a long way from done. Freestyle continues next on Monster Jam. Monster Jam is brought to you by Spin Master, Monster Trucks, Monster Stunts, Monster Jam. Welcome back to San Francisco. Moments ago, freestyle continued with Jim Kohler in Avenger. He would get shut off for hitting the wall and have a point deducted from his score for not fulfilling 1 minute of the freestyle clock. Now we continue on with freestyle with Camden Murphy in Bakugan Dragonoid. He trails the overall event lead by 6, but Bari Musauer has the freestyle lead, so things not looking too good right now for Camden Murphy.
It's definitely going to be tough, but right now for Camden Murphy, he has to have the eye of the tiger and get it done. This is the opening round of Stadium Series West, and he needs to have a big score and come out of here with some momentum if he has any chance of winning this championship.
Freestyle was a one competition in 2023. I think Camden Murphy saw some missed opportunities, and he has admitted that as well. He did have 3 wins, but he left a lot on the table, a lot of early breakage for him, a lot of moves he didn't hit, a lot of different elements that came into play. So Camden has a lot to prove, and he just bumped Soldier Fortune. He said, hey, I know you got some issues. I'm going to give you another one. Take that.
Yeah, he's bumping the competition right out of there. Camden Murphy has great momentum right now. He's sliding the truck around. He's being aggressive on the throttle, and that's what you have to do in these slippery conditions.
Let's talk about skills being the wild card, but freestyle is the wild card for Camden Murphy, and he's got Adam Anderson, Ryan Anderson, Bari Musawir to compete with, so he does need to step it up in this competition, and a big run here in round 2 would go a long way in cementing him as a force to be reckoned with here in freestyle. And he's gonna back up here. I don't like this move. He does have a lot of room here, not a lot of speed. He's gonna sky it anyway.
Oh, huge backflip.
And man, he just tore up the back end of that truck. That is gonna do it for Camden Murphy, but that's how you set the bar high if you're Bakugan Dragonoid. Take a look at the replay.
Here he comes up to the backflip ramp, hits the throttle so hard. He's way up there in the sky, gets a little sideways. Ooh, and it looks out like he might have blown out a planetary gear or something on that left rear wheel.
Next up is the reigning World Finals Freestyle Champion, Colt Stephens in Thunderoris. And he is coming off a 12th place finish at the Superstar Challenge. Maybe change his approach up a little bit. For more on that, let's chat with Leslie Mears.
So, you know, guys, drivers are always worried about their position in freestyle. When I asked Colt about his, he said, I think it's a great spot for me. I'm going to get to watch a few guys, see what they do out there, and then I'm also going to get to see where my figure 8 patterns are going to work best. That's kind of his style for freestyle. He doesn't like to be repetitive and hit the same jumps, and he thinks with this technical track, he's going to be able to do it.
Thank you, Leslie. So Colt did not have a lot of pressure on him last year. I mean, he had a new truck coming out of the broadcast booth maybe a little bit, but he flew under the radar for most of the year, surprised a lot of people. Now he's got the bullseye on his back. How does he handle that?
It's going to be tough. Tonight has been a tough night for Thunderoris and Colt Stephens. He has, you know, a high level that he expects himself to be at, and now everybody else expects that as well. He's supposed to be a title threat in this championship, coming off a World Finals, and right now is not the night you want to start with. For Colt Stephens, you can turn it around in freestyle, but you gotta go big.
When you are a World Finals champion, you're expected to turn in a World Finals championship run each time out. Seconds winding down now. Colt Stephens getting some nice momentum here. Gets some big air, clips the pod. He's gonna try to save it on the bicycle. And he may still have one more shot at this. Just a little too close to the container. That'll do it for Thunderoris.
Here he comes. He has a huge jump. You can see him come up short on the side of this ski jump, mispredicts the speed, and then he comes in, gets a flip. Right here, he needed to turn in to that bicycle, and he would have pulled it off, but a little late on the reaction.
Here's the current freestyle leaderboard. Zombie has that lead with 9.847. Bakugan Dragonoid in second, Megalodon in third, and Monster Mutt and Thunderoris round out the top 5. 2 more trucks still remain in freestyle business, about to pick up. It's Grave Digger and Son Uva Digger next on Monster Jam. Welcome back to round 2 of the 2024 Monster Jam season from Oracle Park in San Francisco. Now let's continue with freestyle. Now coming back with a vengeance, Adam Anderson in Grave Digger. He missed skills due to that damage that was caused not only yesterday, but tonight as well. And with an update on Grave Digger 35, let's go to Leslie.
Guys, it was quite a feat to get Grave Digger back out here. They had to replace the Lexan between the driver and the motor, the fuel rail, and all the fuel lines, as well as the fuel injection harness, and the 2-wire ground for the RII, and all the ground wires, but you can see running flawlessly.
All right, thank you, Leslie. So Adam Anderson now back trying to put together a great freestyle run. When you miss skills, you really don't have a shot at the event championship, but a freestyle win keeps him in contention, at least for that podium.
Yeah, it's going to be tough with Bari Musawir's run and his score so high. It's going to be hard for Adam Anderson, but he's doing exactly what he's supposed to right now. You can see how aggressive he is in that Grave Digger truck. When he drives around this track, he's got a little bit more momentum than everybody else, and he's driving that throttle a little harder into the floor. He's doing a good job to get a big score right now.
His 9 freestyle wins in 2023 in stadium, second only to Tyler Menega's 11. He had an average of 8.994. So right up in the best of the sport is Adam Anderson, always has been throughout his career.
Good job, Adam, doing a little bit of cross-threading, changing it up. Seems like we're seeing a newer run, hitting different jumps. A nice big air from Adam right there.
Extended a full length of that Grave Digger truck, gets it all the way across to about midway across the track. And now comes back again, goes off the left, right into a jammer. Huge jump. Gets the truck right up at about 90 degrees. What a jump there for Gravedigger. Into the backflip, there goes Adam Anderson. So jump, backflip, and Adam Anderson playing chess right now with the rest of the field.
I love it. Chaos has ensued in San Francisco.
Time winding down here. Look at the throttle there from Gravedigger, just throwing it, caution to the wind. Right across the pod, gets it right in, makes the save. And now trying to come back for a little bit more there across the jammer, right off to the right side, back up onto the pod, and down into another pod. So a great, incredible, I will say, that succession of events there for Adam Anderson. I don't believe that. Take a look at the replay.
Oh man, what a run by Adam. He comes in, makes the adjustment perfectly with the front wheels, going up the ramp to make sure that backflip lands perfectly. Adam Anderson, beautiful run.
9.735 is the score. Our final competitor, Ryan Anderson in Son Uva Digger. Now, he has not performed to his standards in his last two competitive events on the big stage. The Superstar Challenge, he finished out of contention, and Monster Jam World Finals 22 as well. Adam, you know, he wants to come out big here and get a statement win.
He definitely wants to come out big. That's Ryan's MO every time you talk to him. He's like, what competition do I want to win? I want to win freestyle. That's what I'm here for. That's what I do. And you can see it as soon as he comes out to the track. He's always a little bit harder on his truck. He's a little bit harder on his throttle. He goes a little bit bigger on the jumps. He's very creative. But the downside to that is sometimes Ryan comes up short because he's so aggressive that he'll break his truck and end his runs early.
At the second highest freestyle average in the sport one season ago, 9.022. We've seen some big runs so far tonight. Barry Sauer at the top of that list. Adam Anderson right there as well. Trademark floater jumps here left and right throughout this track. When you get to about 30 seconds left of this run, that's when you're going to start seeing Ryan Anderson turn into Ryan Anderson mode and just whip this truck into any position possible at Oracle Park.
Oh, a nice little opportunity for a nose wheelie. I think he needed the speed for that step up. Ryan Anderson doing a solid job getting that truck whipped around. Everything's looking good, but we need a big wow moment.
You know, the finesse he's able to get this truck up into the air with and land it, he makes it look so easy. It's won him the high jump championship now over the last 2 seasons, and he's able to continue to get that momentum, build it into speed. He lands soft, and he turns that soft landing into quick rebounding. And we're seeing that right here as he goes to the backflip. And he's got this one. Son Uva Digger lands it, and Son Uva Digger not done. Looking for more is Ryan Anderson.
Now we need another big jump after this one to seal the deal. Can Ryan Anderson get it in? Oh, he makes a mistake, hits the edge of that pod.
And that will do it for Son Uva Digger. Great way to close out the event. Let's take a look at the Super Glue replay.
Here he comes into the backflip. Nice and straight, smooth on the throttle, still gets a little bit of a corkscrew in there, lands heavy on that right rear, but can drive right out of it.
Let's take a look at our final freestyle leaderboard. Zombie gets the win, his second competition win of the night. Gravedigger in second, Son Uva Digger in third, Bakugan Dragonoid in fourth, and Megalodon in fifth. So a big night in freestyle, even on the money track. That fifth score, 9.028. When you get a 9.028 and you finish at fifth, you know there was some big time performers out here in the freestyle competition. And now we can take a look at our final BKT overall points standings. Barry Sauer, 2 wins and a second place finish. That gets him 35. Camden Murphy in second, Adam Anderson in third, Corey Rummel in fourth, and Chris Kohler finishes in fifth. It's a big time night for Barry Sauer. Let's check in with Leslie, our event champion.
A near perfect night for you here, Barry. I know that this was a fun-filled boys weekend. You brought your son here with you this weekend to kick off the season. Did you ever think it'd be you on top of the leaderboard at the end of the night?
You know what? You can never doubt yourself. You know, you got to have that self-confidence. Of course, I've got that confidence in my team. Julian's got Zombie running 110% ready to go. So these fans here are on our side. The track was on our side, you know, so it's a team effort. So we're going to try and keep this momentum going. It's a long season, so anything's possible.
Does this give you more confidence in the track, though, because you were really unsure of it out there?
Yeah, and I'm still kind of iffy about it, you know. I like to plan my freestyles out. There, I was just feeling it out. I was fortunate enough to be the first truck on the track to hit a backflip. You know, there was 6 trucks to go before me, so it's really something that you gotta lean on when you get that opportunity. We took it, and here we are in the winner's circle.
A dominant win for Bari Musawwir. We've always known he can race, and he's won a lot of freestyles in his career. Skills has always been really where he's missed winning more overalls. Adam, is this the year Bari can take that next step?
You know, for Bari, just like you mentioned, the biggest difference for him was winning that skills challenge, and he got the overall event win. If he can keep doing that, a championship's in his future.
Absolutely right. We got a long way to go. And next round, we will be right back here at Oracle Park, so make sure you join us. For Adam Edson-Knapp and Leslie Mears, I'm Scott Jordan. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you right here next time on Monster Jam.